everyone. Richard Carlton here. Welcome to another awesome day. Here I am. And welcome to another day of FMtraining.tv, where every day we're living and relishing the world of FileMaker. I met with a person Friday who I hadn't seen in 15 years. And he was in China. We can't tell you what he was doing in China. He made it out of China alive. And so it was interesting that he was doing a bunch of FileMaker action, and he loves FileMaker, and he reminded me of why we loved it. We love the FileMaker platform because we can solve things, we can solve business problems or organizational workflow issues or something that takes a lot of time. We can automate it and make it fast and save us time and money in the FileMaker platform. So despite all the hand-wringing that goes on and the wrestling with Claris and Apple, etc., we were reminded why the product is great. And so it's always humbling to kind of go back and remember why we are here. Because a lot of times, because I do it all day, every day, I kind of get jaded and I forget how great it really is. And so he reminded me of that, which was kind of nice. So over here is Christian Schmidt. This is the one of the people, frankly, who makes it as awesome as it is. And the reason it's so awesome because of Christian's, because he basically brings capabilities and features to FileMaker that we don't normally have. Now, I want to apologize to everyone up front. The description for day is really kind of sketchy. It's like doing amazing stuff with FileMaker. It's a title, the description. So we don't even know why we're here. And someone goes to me, well, shouldn't you know what it is? I said there's 6,893 functions in the stupid product. Which of those is Christian talking about today? I have no idea. So this is the product. For those of you wondering about this, I will get to this momentarily. But if I hit the button here, I'm going to hit this. This is our training thing right here. But if I type in MonkeyBread software and I do a search, it comes back with DE, which is German. Right? So he's got that German dry sense of humor action going on. So this is his website, the plugin that runs on Mac or Windows, on Linux, on server, I think it even runs on Go. This product is really quite good. It's fantastic, and I highly recommend. If you don't have it, if you need to do some sort of extended, like I got a screenshot with a camera with a blah, 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 and it's not built into FileMaker, 90% chance it's solved with this plugin, and this plugin is cheap. For the amount of time you're going to sit banging your head against the wall trying to solve the problem, this thing does it. It's won product of the year a bunch of times. So that's why Christian's here all the time, because listen, this channel, FileMaker Training, is about success. I want you to be successful. And if you want to be successful, this will solve a lot of the kind of the potholes in the FileMaker road. Christian Schmidt is really the pothole paving guy. He's like, there's a big, gnarly pothole that you'll drive your car into and screw up your car, like a 5-foot deep pothole. And he takes out the blacktop, paves it, and makes it smooth and beautiful. And so that's the way the product is. So let's talk about real quick before I get too deep into MonkeyBread here. I know he's here. Upcoming broadcast schedule, the broadcast schedule that we know about. So Christian Schmidt today, Portals for Beginners tomorrow. We got Nick. I don't know quite how this happened, but Nick is going to be completing two different series. So he has a series, day 3 of a series on Wednesday, and day 3 of a different series on Thursday, and then Monday, another monkey spread action on Monday. So we're going to do 2 days where I personally went and suffered through and did stuff in the MonkeyBread plugin. So Christian Schmidt's not even really allowed to be here, right? I mean, he'll probably show up and be like snarky with us. But I actually beat my head against the wall and built on a couple Saturdays, built some critical solutions for RCC. I'm going to show those to you directly. So let's pivot real quick. Reminder that if you want the training bundle, a lot of people have been buying our training bundle. We have the certification training in there. We're trying to get Larry certified. Listen, if I can get a Marine who chews on red crayons to get certified, then I am in a really great spot. That tells me that anyone can get certified, right? So we're working with Larry on that. Very important. And we'll be doing some more certification training stuff in the future in terms of live streams, Zooms, kind of private invite, stuff like that. So if you're part of our bundle, like if you own MonkeyBread, you get updates. If you own our training bundle, our annual subscription, you'll get some private invites to some fun events for that. So this is the MonkeyBread website. This is Christian Schmidt over here. He's a little bit under the weather. He has a cold, so we feel sorry for him. So, all right, so go ahead and unmute yourself. Let me see. Is he unmuted?
So, hello.
There he is. There he is. So welcome, Christian Schmidt. Why don't you, Christian, start telling us what we're doing today?
We got the idea that we may want to customize the FileMaker solution so it looks more like your great solution and less like FileMaker.
Okay, so that's what today's title should have been. It's making your solution look with your own branding and suppressing the Claris FileMaker branding, I guess would be a way of saying that, right? Yes, something like that?
Yeah, a little bit over branding.
Yeah, okay, cool. Why don't you go ahead and start showing us your screen and let's get into this thing.
So I just shared a link to a blog post from a little bit older with showing the functions already.
Okay.
And we want to try each of these functions to see if they still work.
Okay.
And show you how to do that. And I made a list of functions to show today. I put it on.
So we're going to look at about 10 of the 6,785 that you have. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
So let's just make a new database. Okay, we got a database. So let's start with the first one. Set doc badge label doc icon. So you may want to change the icon at runtime. So you see there's a FileMaker icon here, but let's say you want to have a different icon there. Oh no, I need an icon. Just find one. Just some icon.
So we're trying to find an icon for our app. Yeah. So
So I just take a picture.
Okay.
Let me add here a record, and I drop the picture into the container. Okay. I know I have the picture in the container, and let's say this would be a PNG with your company logo or it's your solution logo. Yeah. And you may want to say when you open the solution in FileMaker, we want to show our solution logo in the doc.
Okay.
So let's start with the set variable call. Then we have the set doc icon function, which I actually may just call in the documentation. Set doc icon, and it just takes an image container. So we just take this function, put it in, and of course we put in the field. So this could be a global field in your preference table, whatever. And we run it. Save all.
And then we have to run it.
And you see there is, let me just turn magnification on. There it is.
Oh, okay. Well, it didn't PNG very good. It's not really a PNG, right?
Yeah, it's not a PNG. It's a JPEG or whatever.
So real quick, for those of you wondering about this, go back to that real quick. Can you just show it over here? So when we talk about PNG, it's not so much that it's a file format. One of the things that PNG support is what we call an alpha, a key layer or an alpha layer. It's where we have part of the image is transparent. So when Claris,
Yeah, I fix it.
Yeah, why don't you show people this? Because there's people here, I think some of you don't, even if you don't want to admit it, you don't understand why this is what it is and why it's special. So alpha channel. What it is, we can specify a section of the image that is transparent, okay? And that way, when you look at it, it looks really pretty. In fact, I had to deal with this. And so now, no, freeze. Now, he did this, and that thing seemed to change here, right? That thing seemed to change because the image he had here before had white right here, and the image, and he dropped an image here where the outside now is transparent. PNG supports that. JPEGs, GIFs, other things don't support this transparency. PNG format supports this. So now this is the way it looks, and it has the old image, but now there's can you, before you do that, can you
let me set icon. This is set icon. So I can trigger it with Command 2. So you can see it.
Yep.
Can I press a key?
Yep, go ahead. There you go. And so what he did is it ran that command again and took the one with the transparent sections here, and it puts it in here. Right now, there's a little bit of edging here. You'd want to get into Photoshop and clean that up a little bit. But that's how Claris has. All these are the same way. They got PNGs, and the outside edges are transparent. Even these square ones, the little edges around the outside are transparent. So Scott Kane, if you're here, obviously you're paying attention to this because Scott has got a vertical market solution. and this is relevant to him. It's relevant to actually a lot of people here. So
So people,
go ahead.
yeah. So people probably know that if you go in the Finder, you can just copy and paste an icon into a file as you need. Like I can just copy the picture, double click, copy it, go to any file and paste it as an icon there. And you see, again, file icon, so you can just change the icon of FileMaker itself. But the trick with the plugin here is that we change it at runtime, and it's not permanent.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you could change it back if you want.
Sure. So yeah, so this is once again, if you have a solution in your office, like I'm thinking of like Ed Burkle, right? So he's essentially a fire inspection, fire marshal capacity. He goes to buildings and makes sure that they are following the rules, they don't burn to the ground. Like they had a Lowe's a Lowe's department store here in the San Francisco Bay Area burned to the ground because someone had a fire start and then everyone stood around and took out their phones and tried to make YouTube videos of it instead of actually someone grabbing a fire extinguisher. Well, Ed would go in there and do an inspection. Well, that's an internal solution. He doesn't sell it. He probably wouldn't do this level of customization for an internal solution. But if Ed was selling his fire inspection system, he would want to customize it and make it pretty. And that's what today's live stream is all about, right? So what's next?
So once we got the icon changed, let's add a batch label. So going back here, we have a function, set doc batch label, and we pass it a text. And let's just go here and make a set batch. So, and your solution may have something like orders, whatever. Let's say five orders waiting, or let's say a lot of more. We run this, and you see we get a batch with a number of orders or number of things to do, like on the mail app.
Okay, so this is badge, not, you keep saying it batch. It sounds like a batch process. I wasn't reading the text very closely, so badge. I have a question. Is there a Windows, I don't use a lot of Windows. Is there a Windows equivalent? Does this work on Windows?
No, this is not for Windows. This is only for Mac because the Mac has a dock.
Has a dock. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have other functions for Windows.
Okay.
So this may be helpful for some people.
Mm-hmm.
We also get a function to set the process name. So you know the process name is currently FileMaker Pro.
Oh, okay. Application name. It's your process name. Okay, got it.
App name. That's something you should run only, I think, once at a startup. Let's
Startup
see how it
script,
works.
yeah.
Let's see a MonkeyBread Solution. Let's try it. And it changed.
Oh,
Okay.
I like
so
that.
You see,
So a lot of people that's one of the things that the runtime, the FileMaker runtime, which is not in the 19 product, it was removed. But they did that. It allowed you to do that. So Labo 404 says for Windows, GIF icon is not supported. That's a question he has on Discord. Can you see that question?
For Windows GIF icon. Well, you can load any picture here for the dock icon. It may also work with a GIF.
Yeah, it works with this stuff. Well, it's not going to animate. So let's put it this way. It's not going to animate if you're into animating. But the reason we use PNG is because we wanted the alpha channel, the outside edges, or some part of it to be transparent, right?
Yeah, we also want more than 256 colors because the old GIF format
has a limited number of colors. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the GIF, GEF format, whatever you want to call it, that goes back to like 95 or something like that, or whatever it was first time I saw it. I mean, literally 27 years ago or some shit, right? Crazy. So, yeah, back in the old days, you could have a black and white computer, or you could have a computer with 3 or 4 or 5 colors. If you had a computer with 16 colors, then 250. I remember a lot of Macs had 256 colors, and then you could set them for thousands or millions of colors, but you had to buy a more expensive Mac to get that. Now, your phone has that. So, yeah.
So we want to have a PNG for millions of colors and alpha channel. So next one is here set
Okay, stop,
menu.
stop, stop, stop. So Ken has a question about the badge function. He goes, what drives the content? It's whatever the hell you want it to be. So say you're in
Yeah.
FileMaker and you have like 5 records that need process, like you have 5 pilot applications that need processing, and at the point where you like bring them in from the web or something, that script that process could also then run this right here, and you could say 5 in here, right? Or
Okay.
however big, I don't know how big it could be, but you'd have 5 outstanding things that need your attention, right? And then you would, and so it's just a script command that you're going to run. But whatever the text could be, okay, that's a lot. What's it going to do then? Yeah, it starts truncating.
Doesn't fit.
Yeah. So you could put pending sales orders about, yeah, whatever the hot item is. In fact, not only that, you could put the hot item for the person, right? Do 12 orders, you get to all that. Let me see what happens with that. Yeah. So you could, like, depending upon the staff that you have working on it, like Ken could have 12 pilot orders, but someone else could have like 14 credit cards need to run or 14 payments to process. You could change it based upon the person, what their job is, right? So remember, you're affecting the local max display, the user specific display. You're not affecting the whole solution server wide, right?
Yeah, you may have a script which checks every minute how many open orders you have and then updates the batch.
On the client, but it's on a per client basis. On a per client. Yeah.
Every FileMaker Pro can have their own number.
Okay. Does any of these? Well, I don't want to get into Go, but yeah, it's interesting. So yeah. Let's see.
Yeah. So let's see. Next thing is a little bit menu modifications.
Okay.
So you all know you can use a custom menu, of course.
All right, but yeah, it's a custom menus. Nick likes them. He did like a 5-day thing on it, but boy, I tell you, ugh.
Okay, so we like to change custom menus. The good thing with localization is that FileMaker has unique IDs for all the menu commands. So let's go in the data viewer and let the plugin list all menu commands. There's the list. But in a new window.
Okay.
A little bit larger for you. Top thing here. Not that nice.
Okay.
So web. So this is a dump which the plugin makes of menu actions. Basically, there is somewhere for each entry a title, sort records, for example, and a number.
Okay.
And if you know the number, you can address the menu command without typing the text because the text may be localized.
Oh, okay.
So I should clean this up a little bit. Okay, there are a lot of commands. Okay, if you have the name or the ID, you can tell the plugin to change the text of a menu entry. So I just copy here an example. Let's say this one. We go to the data viewer, we just run it. And oh, it's not longer advanced. Okay. So, okay. So hide my app. So if you go all the steps to change the name of FileMaker here, you should also change it here. And maybe here. So about FileMaker Pro. Let me just make another one about. And this is all at runtime. So when you start FileMaker, it's all gone and it should still be working. So I can just here say hide. Yeah, it works. You can change at runtime a menu command if you need to. You can address it by the name or by the ID. And you can do a lot of things with that, besides using custom menus, of course.
So what would be some other examples out of curiosity?
So we change the name of the menu. And now let's do something.
And everyone
Okay,
follow that?
so let's go and talk about something for our Windows guys. Because there are a couple of functions which you could use on Windows. Because you all know FileMaker likes to put FileMaker in the Windows title. And you can actually have a script change the title of the window. So on Windows, usually it says something like FileMaker Pro and the name of the database. But you can change the window title to whatever you like. So I just use the Windows set title function. I put in 0. For 0 is the top window. So we can address Windows by name or by index. And the top window is always a 0, and the window behind that is a 1, and then another 2, and so on. So I can just say new title and run the script, and now it's named new title. So this is especially for people on Windows that FileMaker likes to put its name in the title, and you can just change the title to whatever you like, and then it's MonkeyBread Solution, new title. And also especially for the Windows people, we have this set title icon function. And that allows you to change the picture used for the little icon in the Windows, in the title bar.
Oh, so you could like put like a PNG of the actual icon up in the title bar of
I
it?
think I may just Windows 11. I may just fire up a Windows copy in the background and
So we can
actually
see it.
show it. Yeah, because otherwise this is. So do we have an example? Oh, we do have an example project for that. So click here. So if you go in the documentation and you see an example, you can always click on it, and it will show you the script using the function. And you see this example can be downloaded. So I have it here. So I have to all the windows here.
Ken has a quick question. Are the menu numbers consistent to everyone in every version?
The menu commands, yeah, they seem to be stable over several versions now. So if you like to change the little icon on Windows, you can use this set title icon function. Oh. Windows doesn't like to work today.
No, it's having a moment, unfortunately.
So maybe we go to another function.
Sure. Okay. What's the next one you want to do?
So let's say we can configure the toolbar menu. So you see here's the toolbar. Let's say you disallowed someone the print command, and they just use customize toolbar command to go in and add it back. So not sure if you can understand it, but here is a toolbar, and you can change the toolbar,
yes,
if you like, and you can disallow certain commands to be on the toolbar, and then someone can go to customize the toolbar and put the command back.
Got it. So
that may be a problem. So let's take a look on that function. We go back here to here. So we can tell the plugin to change the toolbar menu to hide the configuration command, if you like. That would be value 4, and 1 would disable the menu completely. So let's just take this command here, put it in the script. Disallow toolbar menu, and let's say we start with just the 4 and tell the plugin to disable the customize. See, mode 4. Oh, now it works. Okay. What's that? There's always a risk that something broke recently. Scripts, disallow toolbar.
Nope, and it's still doing it.
This is broken, at least for my demonstration. Okay, then let's try the
configuration.
Toolbar configuration. Yeah. So there's a window toolbar example. This time I take the example project. We have the XML for toolbar configuration. Let's make a new record. Query the current toolbar. So we get here a list of the items. So there's a navigation item. There's a show all item. There's a space here. There's a hidden space. There's a new record, delete record, another space, find, sort, upload to server. Yeah, this share button, yeah. Quick find. So there are the default items, and here are the selected items. So you see here the items, and there's a size mode. So we can apply this, of course. Let's go back to another record, and you see here the buttons.
Oh, completely changes.
Yeah. So I can load a configuration which may have less buttons, and then can remove the buttons. And that's why we had this call to block this menu, because otherwise you would put it back.
Yes, people will go back and cause problems.
So I have to check for this why it fails to remove the menu. But the idea is that you could change the configuration and then change to have the buttons you need for the layout you are entering. So whenever you switch a layout, you could change the toolbar.
Oh, that's cool.
To only show the commands you want.
That's really cool.
Yeah, but this command is only for Mac.
Well, considering the issues we've had with Windows today.
Yeah. Okay, so, but changing the toolbar is a nice thing, and you can, of course, also use the plugin to show this window if you need it. So you could have an admin screen where you would change it, and I see I should update the theme here on this example. So we have the toolbar here. Then we also want to look on this elasticity thing. So you may know that if you scroll a window on Mac, you usually have this list effect that it bounces. Oh, yeah. For a list, that's okay. But for but for a normal form, you may not like it.
Oh, yeah, that would be a little irritating.
So, okay, we have a window function to change that. That elasticity here. So, elasticity has the setting auto, none, and allowed. So, we can go to the script and make a script, turn ALS.
I think it's CIS.
See? I thought I could type it correctly. But
no, I have a hard time. That's my only language I know. I was like, how do you spell that? Okay, cool.
English can be difficult. So we put in for, again, the first window. Make sure the window is already visible so the plugin can see it. So if you put it in a script on window open, you may always make a little pause. Here, no, for one. So I should put a comment here. So if window needs time to show, but otherwise you can just run it. And now I can move my my mouse here. Nothing happens.
Oh, that's cool.
So this is turned off. And the other setting would be on. And that's auto or allowed. It's your decision. But now I have it on again. And I think it's either you allow it, and then it depends, of course, if the hardware can do it in the operation system version. And then there's auto, which there may be a setting in the assistive. So some people don't like if the screen bounces too much. So there may be a setting globally to disable it, but usually most users will just disable it when they move to form view and turn it back on for list view.
Got it.
So we may go and make a trigger on the layout. So let's see. Layout setup. So this is a normal form layout. So we could say on layout enter. We say here turn it off. And of course, if we turn it on here, we may turn it off here too. So let's just go to the other one here, exit, and say turn on. So let's go back. So here it's working. So I click on a record, and here it's not working. You have to believe that I use my mouse. So, and here it works again, so we can bounce.
Awesome. Any questions about that, everyone?
Oh, 14 messages.
Ken says, we believe, yes.
Yeah, you have a question?
Yes. If I wanted to stack a few of those app functions in a startup script, can I use the same variable or do I need another one?
For the plugin, we usually just use $R for return or whatever. So we just reuse them because we don't care for the actual value. So if you step through it in the debugger and we see there's not an OK coming back from the plugin, we would look on the error message. But otherwise, when the user is running it, nobody looks on the actual value.
Awesome. Hopefully that answers your question, Ken. Ask a follow-up if it doesn't. Oh, it opened. That's always a good start.
Yeah, it opened something. So I would be happy if the drag and drop would work and I could just drag it over.
Oh!
No. Oh, yeah, Windows is still, you see, it's still working. Don't we also have here shared folders for desktop? Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Eventually something may work. Did I?
Yeah, it's right there. Yep. Hey, at this point, I'm not going to blame you for this one, Christian. I just think this is just Windows being temperamental. Oh, it loaded.
Okay, we have FileMaker. We have here the FileMaker icon. You see it?
Yes, like right there.
Okay. So press the button, and there's a little NBS icon.
That's actually really cool.
The first thing I notice is my Windows screen resolution is not 200%, so it's not sharp. And of course, if you do that, please get a nice picture, which is the right. So this is a picture scaled down to the right size by the plugin. Mm-hmm. Let's take a look on the script. Let's use the script workspace on Mac. So we load the picture from the container, and we pass them to the front window. Yeah, or if you have a window by name, you can also pass it there with the window name. So we can pass here the index of the window, or we can pass in the ID. So it does a find by title, gets back a window ID, and on the end we have to clean up. And so you pass in a picture and a mask. So there are two different pictures, and we build an icon on the fly for it. And so it may help if you have the right solution. So it may be something like, what is it, 32 by 32 pixel. And then it may get a little bit sharper than what we got here, because this is a 1x resolution screen.
So basically, you should have an icon meant for that specifically.
Yeah.
Just grab a screenshot of it.
Yeah. So that was this function. There's another thing for Windows, if you want. Mm-hmm. You can show progress in the taskbar. So there's the FileMaker icon.
Yes.
And we have the set progress function here. Let me just copy something. Oh, we have the Fenstername. That should be English. I'll make a screenshot so I remember. Let's go here and make a little script. Plus set variable. Put it in. Window name. Normal 50/100. And you see the icon here turned green.
Oh,
And it shows the process that we have 50 of 100 items processed.
so it like actually has a loading bar when it's loading through. That's really cool.
Yeah. So here's a little video about this. So you can use the MBS progress dialog, and it will not just show in the dialog, but also on the icon on the bottom.
That's really cool, actually.
Yeah.
It's a great visual indicator.
Yeah. So that's another function we have. So it's just stuff you find in the documentation if you look for it.
Yes, basically.
So, oh, there's also a window set doc image.
So you can change it there as well.
So, and that's for minimized windows. So, oops, if I minimize a window here, you see it's this here. So we can actually also change the dock icon for the window. Let's just do it here. I just add a new line. So set variable. We copy it. So again, window 0. I need a field. Yeah, there. Close. So let's run it. Let's minimize it, and you see
and
it now
becomes
shows.
Yeah. That's
so
actually
this is
cool.
the picture you set for minimized window on macOS.
Which is fantastic. I think that's really cool, actually.
Okay.
So, you got a whole host of them. Queries list of commands.
Oh, this one. Have you seen this one before?
I have not.
Position next dialog. Again, let's make a new script. So there's a show custom dialog in FileMaker, and FileMaker can show a ton of dialogs, of course. So where am I? So I can run this, and it shows here.
Yes.
But what if you have two screens, or you want to show it on the left or on the right, or have a different size?
Or actually control what it looks like, basically.
Control the location and the size. So again, let's just copy here an example line. Oh no, variable. So paste it at the right order. So the plugin will watch for the next dialog to open and then apply the size. So you saw it briefly showed here. Actually, it should not show at all. It should show on the right position correctly. So, but I can just go and define where I want my dialog to show. And this could, of course, be calculated depending on where the current window is.
Which is fantastic. So, allows you to actually control the size and placement of that instead of letting FileMaker open it wherever it feels like.
Some people, you can use our window functions to bounce, or here get top, get left. So I can ask a window where it is. So instead of having it, so let's see, get left of this and get top of this, and then let's say plus 50. So that's the normal window, and now the script dialog. So script dialog, and it jumped here to this position.
Got it. So it just actually lined up with the actual.
So now I move the window there, Command 3, and there it is.
That's really nice. It's really nice.
So people have FileMaker solutions with people using them on multiple displays. So if you have the solution on the second screen, you want the error to show on this screen because the user is looking on the screen and otherwise asks why it's not showing.
If it doesn't show up right on top of the application, they're going to go looking for it.
So that's the idea of this function with get next position. What was it? Next position, next dialog. So maybe useful.
I think that'd be definitely like a great UI thing. Like, people get very upset if things don't appear exactly where they expect them to, or they begin making mistakes.
Okay. Any other questions?
I don't currently see anything. I know that Ken was doing this live along with us, so hey, that's awesome. Any questions? Anyone in Discord, YouTube, Twitch? Or are we good for today? Or actually, you got another one, right? Component window.
No. What?
Oh, I just thought you were going to discuss this real fast, but
Yeah, we have a couple of window functions added over time. And some may be only used in specific contexts.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense.
It's not easy to show them show
it's
them
like a
all.
general thing, yeah.
Toolbar style.
Well, I don't currently see any questions, so
we can change the toolbar style, I think. Where it shows, but there are a couple of settings you can make. But then some things of FileMaker don't work, so you can mess it up. So let's go toolbar. So those are commands for showing the toolbar on Mac. So we can display mode. Yeah, so we can, for example, change here. This is a toolbar with icons and text. And you may want to, let's say, label only. Only. So let's see, command 4. There. Oh, this one works. So you can actually in a script change the toolbar style to whatever you like. And so whatever mess the user configured, you can switch to a layout and you can just set the setting as you like it.
Which is really cool. The fact that you can customize unique layouts like that is always really fun.
Yeah. Okay, if we don't have any other questions,
I think we're good. I think this has been awesome. Thank you very much. I know that Ken, for a fact, found it useful. I'm sure a lot of other people did as well. Thank you again, Christian, as always. It's always really cool when you come and show us stuff like this we didn't even know existed. So, nice, easy ways to edit your FileMaker file, so it is unique.
If you have more ideas, please email us. And otherwise, thank you, Margaret and Richard.
No, thank you very much, Christian, as always. Sorry about the demos being a little temperamental today. It just happens sometimes. Y'all have a lovely day. We will catch you tomorrow.
Got a report of an individual up here who may be a FileMaker license Well, it's potentially expired. Look at the back of that car right there. Looks like the FileMaker license has expired. Sir, I need you to step out of the vehicle. Sir, step out of the vehicle. Sir!